In this video, we take you on a small journey to an abandoned village near Karavostamo, Ikaria. We show how Ikarian old-timers used to live back in the pirate era, what they ate and how they survived in the mountains. Ikaria is a well-known documented longevity blue zone where people live to 100 and more. We stayed on Ikaria for 2 months. There we documented many of our observations on longevity, traditions and more. But let's get back to the abandoned village. This village is located near Karavostamo. Karavostamo is a relatively new coastal settlement from about 200 years ago. Before the 1800s, it was unthinkable for Ikarians to live on the coast. Why? Well, because of pirates. Piracy has been a very serious problem in the Mediterranean back then. It was very dangerous to live close to the coast. Plundering, pillaging and sometimes worse things happened. For this reason, Ikarians chose to live deep in the mountains, far from the coast, so that pirates won't see them. To appreciate the stern conditions of Ikarians, here's one abandoned house. As you see, the building material is all stones and rocks sourced from the nearby mountains. Here we can observe craftsmanship that was required to build these houses. We came here with our Airbnb host from Karavostamo, who told us a little bit of the history of this mountain settlement. The first thing she told us about this house is that it didn't have any windows facing the sea. Of course, Ikarians didn't want to be seen by pirates, especially at night. Another thing was the fireplace. There was no chimney at all in the house. Instead, the smoke would dissipate from the premises through openings in the walls. So I couldn't stop thinking about the amount of smoke that was present in the house. But again, Ikarians were very crafty folks. They likely built their homes to mitigate this problem. And here's our tour of the surrounding area.
So this is the All Saints Church near Karavostamo. It's from the year 1450. What was the name that she told us the story of this church, or not the church, but of Greek words. There's a word for old man, and it comes from here actually.
It's called Herodas.
Herodas or something like that.
So she was saying that if you want to say politely old, you'll say Herodas, but you wouldn't say, I think the more impolite would be Herod, something like that. So she said that it originated from here.
No, there's a good possibility it did.
We don't know for sure, we're just guessing.
And she gave us some fennel to eat. It was very delicious.
Fern?
Fern, not fennel. It was a bit slimy, very slimy actually. And it had like this floury taste, but it was delicious.
I think every food that we tried like that, especially like greens and the ones that are like more wild, on the wild side, they're so bitter.
Yeah, very bitter. And we also ate some lupini. It's called lubini here.
Lumbini.
And it was pretty bitter. It was a young plant. Yeah, it tasted like peas, very sweet, but also very bitter.
So they marinate it, or I didn't understand?
Yeah, they put it in salt water, and like olives, they remove the bitter taste. And then it's very popular right now in America for low carb diets and stuff. Some water. I want to drink it. It's probably good.
Yeah, she told us that Karavostamo, the village of Karavostamo, during the pirate age, like 300-400 years ago, it was actually here as opposed to where it is right now in the modern day. So people lived here in these stone houses, and they were camouflaged so that pirates couldn't see them from the shore. And we showed some footage of those houses, and they didn't have any vents or chimneys, so that the smoke wouldn't be visible from afar, so that won't attract pirates and such. So it's a secluded place, so people can be safe. And of course, they probably chose this because of water. Source of water is here, so
very sweet water. Very delicious.
Hmm.
I want to put my mouth to it and just drink it all.
Yeah, so it's just pours like that from somewhere in the mountains, and
It's really beautiful here. Very peaceful. But yeah, she told us that we asked a few questions about the fasts, especially the religious fast they do. They abstain from dairy, eggs, fish, meat. But she said nowadays they don't do that anymore.
Oh, fast, yeah.
They maybe on the big holidays, but not that much. But she said maybe in the past it was just because they didn't have a lot of food. That's why they did it. So it may not be like a religious thing after all.
And I think what host told us that overall Ikarians were opportunistic.
Very opportunistic, yeah.
So whatever was available, they just
They
added.
ate, yeah, all all wild greens, everything.
It's not like in a modern world you have a grocery supermarket.
yeah,
you can just come in anytime
and
and
you
get
choose
something.
you choose to be like raw vegan.
So
No, then they had to be.
you just eat whatever is available.
Yeah.
If it's not olive oil, then it's herbs or fruits and
Yeah.
veggies. Well, if you catch or you have a goat, then it's a goat meat. So it's
And you had to preserve it. She was talking about how they
salt.
preserved it with salt, dried it, and wine, vegetables, yeah, were preserved in the cellars. And yeah,
Look at this garden. So somebody's still growing here because
yeah,
there's a person who owns this property.
yeah.
And these are eggplants and I think tomatoes over there. Can you show them?
Yeah. Probably eggplants. But yeah, I got this fern again. Oh, it's really delicious. It's not too bitter compared to the lupini.
Our host told us about fern. It's better to eat early, like March, April.
Yeah, because it becomes too bitter with time, and you can't eat it when the shoots are too rough. And they were also, she was explaining that for fish, for example, because this is far away from the beach, and in the winter it's probably a bit colder and more difficult maybe to traverse this place, so they fish in the summer mostly, which is interesting. So they didn't have
And still, even with that, they probably wouldn't eat it like every day or whatever. So you have to have a boat, you have to go fishing, and it's not guaranteed you're gonna catch it. While goat is right here.
Yeah. Some more plants here.
Look at those clouds. Can you show them?
Yeah, the clouds move
How fast they move.
very fast. It's a bit dangerous right now.
Yeah. Especially holding that GoPro.
You can hear the water there.
We can move. We can go a little further.
It's very beautiful. She was gracious enough to drive us here.
So I guess this is the water source right here on the right. This concrete covered place, so probably the water comes out of here. What's there? Ah.
It's like a tank.
So this is where the water came from. But I think I think it's just a small reservoir. Probably the water source is not here.
Continues, yeah.
There's a pipe that gets water into here.
So you can't see them, but the Sparta plants, the yellow flowers, that's what the goat eat. So yeah, here's the water. You can see the rain.
They probably also did something similar back in the day.
Maybe, yeah.
But obviously without the concrete. Probably just stones.
I think she mentioned that until the 1700s. At least that's where they lived. And then they went down closer to the beach because of the pirates.
Maybe I know why Ikarians live long. It's all the pirates' fault. They force them to live certain way.
And eat the greens.
And eat the greens, walk a lot, live in the mountains, and probably this is it.
You can use the umbrella to get the spiders off. And she told us that the fruit It was mostly during the summer, so. But they grew year-round stuff. So she said every month there's a new vegetable to grow.
Because it's warm enough here.
But fruit is in summer only, and yeah, and all the olive trees here, they're planted recently. So in the past, they didn't grow them here, and then the Nazis, the starvation here, that presumed killed a lot of people from Karavostamo especially.
Yeah, she said that Karavostamo used to be a commercial hub, and they didn't grow much vegetables or olive oil because people would come here and they trade. But yeah, the World War II kind of changed that whole scenario, and they starved, unfortunately. And since then they realized we need to grow something.
Yeah. Oh look, there's some kind of fruit there. Maybe, what is that? Some kind of apples, no?
No, I have no idea what's that.
It's a bit astringent.
No,
I think it's
still ripening.
I think it's edible though. Oh, it's so beautiful with the mist. I think we've come here on the best day ever. Yeah, and we mentioned to her that we found a walnut tree. And we mentioned to her that in Russian, the language, walnuts are translated as Greek nuts. So
She was surprised.
Yeah, she was surprised. But they're called Грецкие орехи, which translates to Greek nuts. I think it just continues further on. Some kind of rocks up there.
But I think that's the edge probably for this village.
Is there lightning?
I saw a lightning.
Yeah, I think maybe we should go back.
And this is where thunder and lightning prompted us to realize that maybe it's a good idea to leave the area. But as you can see, Ikarians were very opportunistic about their lifestyle and food. They walked a lot, they worked a lot. Their food was also whatever was available to them back then. Others were garden veggies, seasonal fruit, and mostly goat, dairy and meat. Ikarians were almost always out in nature, breathing clean air and tending to their farms. If you would like to learn more about Ikarians and their lifestyle, check out other videos we linked here. Like and subscribe to our channel, as we will have more videos on blue zones. And we hope you will have a chance to visit Ikaria one day. It is a beautiful place with very kind people. All the best!